The Miami Heat have a golden opportunity to pull off one of the greatest robberies we have seen in recent NBA history, as massive news has dropped today on the Miami Heat, as after they lost Duncan Robinson to the Detroit Pistons and acquired Simone Fontecchio in return for Robinson's sign-and trade, now the Heat have a chance to pull off one of the greatest robberies that we will see in modern NBA history, and we're going to discuss how exactly they will pull that off, what the implications of it are, and much more. But guys, before we do that, if you are part of that percentage, if you're part of that 80% that's not subscribed to Heat Digest, make sure to subscribe for daily Miami Heat updates. We got a lot of good stuff coming at you every single day that you do not want to miss out on. And guys, there's been so much Heat news recently going around, so make sure to subscribe for all the Heat's latest rumors, updates, trade reports, signings, everything Miami Heat, injury updates. This is the place to be, but let's jump into the video, guys. There is a lot to go over on this subject. As we know, the Miami Heat have just put themselves in position to pull off one of the greatest robberies we have seen in modern NBA history. Now, look, we've seen the Heat pull off some great moves in the past. Don't get me wrong, Pat Riley has been nothing short of phenomenal at his job, but now there is a chance to do something that is just so beautiful that I cannot stop thinking about it, and that is in the form of this man right here. As we know, some massive news dropped today as Malik Beasley is no longer a target of the federal gambling investigation conducted by the Eastern District of New York, according to his attorneys who contacted ESPN and told them this. This potentially reopens free agency for one of the NBA's top shooters. Beasley last season put up 16 points per game, 2.5 rebounds, and 1.7 assists while shooting 41% from three and 53% on those corner threes as well. Malik Beasley was downright phenomenal last year and looked like he was going to be getting a very nice contract for himself until his world got blown up when he got investigated for gambling, and so much news came out. It felt like there was just mountain after mountain after mountain of evidence against Malik Beasley that no team would touch him, considering the fact that they all believed that he would never play another NBA game again and would be banned for life from the NBA the same way that Jonte Porter was. Now, this made sense. It was a correct assumption by the Miami Heat to go out there and believe this. However, now we find ourselves in a completely different situation here. As when we look at Malik Beasley, when we look at everything that we've seen from him, we all expected the same thing, except now he's a free agent. He's just doing his thing. And he is going to be contacted by so many NBA teams about that potential deal that he could now sign. Now, most teams, they're out of money, so it's going to be difficult to pay, considering there's only going to be minimum contracts really available for Beasley for the most part. And there has been a lot of discussion surrounding that as well. As Ian Begley mentioned, that I would assume Beasley garners strong interest from teams with more to offer than the veterans minimum. Salary cap guru Keith Smith notes that Detroit can offer Beasley $7.2 million. Some other teams still have some or all their taxpayer mid-level exception. Beasley had a 3-year, $42 million deal lined up with the Pistons before reports of federal investigation emerged. Beasley hasn't been arrested or charged with anything to date. And when obviously this all came out and the Pistons thought that Malik Beasley was off the table forever, they went after Duncan Robinson, and they were successful. The Heat lost Duncan Robinson to the Detroit Pistons, and with that, the Pistons got another great shooter who would replace Beasley's role. Duncan Robinson shot 39% from three last year, 43% on corner threes, put up 11 points and 2.5 assists per game. He also shot 44% from the field and was an incredible talent throughout the entirety of his time with the Heat last year. He was an excellent shooter. He deserved a lot of credit after fighting his way back into the rotation a few years back when he fell out of it after being on that 5-year, $90 million contract. Dunk got himself another great contract, and obviously we're all super excited for Duncan Robinson to go out there and do his thing, even though losing him hurts. It wasn't the most shocking thing to see in the world, and in return, Miami got Simone Fontecchio to make this deal work in a sign-and trade. Fontecchio put up 6 points per game, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. He shot 33.5% from 3 and 40% from the field. Fontecchio had a rough year after his prior season was absolutely excellent. The 29-year-old now looks to revamp his NBA career with the Miami Heat in a way that would be seriously helpful for Miami. But there was even questions on if Fontecchio was going to end up on the Heat in the first place, as there was a lot of talk that he might just end up going back overseas. But that did not happen. Fontecchio will remain with Miami moving forwards. And with that, now we find ourselves talking about Malik Beasley to take over. And so the Heat could end up landing Malik Beasley for Duncan Robinson effectively. Or, well, they'd basically just be swapping, except the Heat now get the better end of this deal in the sign and trade. Malik Beasley had the second most three-pointers made last season, falling one short of tying Anthony Edwards for the most. Beasley is one of three players, including Edwards and Steph Curry, who had over 300 three-pointers made last season. There's no doubt that Beasley's one of the best shooters in the NBA. Nobody's denying it. And Beasley has shown an openness to returning to the Detroit Pistons. When this commenter did say we still got that roster spot open for a reason, a comment that Malik Beasley liked, and now we do see that obviously that's a huge thing here. And the Heat media, they've been upset about the, or not the Heat media, excuse me, the Pistons media, they've been upset about this whole thing. As they mentioned, the Malik Beasley news today feels like everything was an orchestrated process conducted by specific, more powerful, and corrupt franchises to derail the Pistons' future and set themselves up for Beasley's services. I seriously hope the Pistons find a way to bring him back. Well, now, where things are, we see this Miami Heat roster. I've mentioned it before, they could use another shooter on this team. You then go out there, you put Malik Beasley where Pell Larson is right now. Things look pretty damn good for you. You get an elite shooter, and on top of that, you replace Duncan Robinson with someone better than Duncan Robinson. On top of that, obviously, yeah, there still is some big man concerns. It's really just Bam Adebayo and Kel'el Ware with Nikola Jovic playing as a small ball big man, but you go and get Malik Beasley. I mean, just to be like, all right, well, we lost Duncan Robinson, but it's fine. We're replacing him with someone better. We basically just made a trade with the Pistons where they get Duncan Robinson and we get Malik Beasley and Simone Fontecchio, so we get more depth and the better player overall. Huge win for us. Let's go out there. We also have Beasley on a minimum deal, so we're not paying him anything, so that's better as well. Things start to look up really, really, really fast in this situation, and we have to be all here for it, and I certainly am here for it as well. I love the idea of being able to pull this deal off because it really would just be such a huge step for the Miami Heat. Look, the Eastern Conference is wide open. 16 points a game out of Malik Beasley is going to help a lot. And if things aren't going our way halfway through the year, what do? You look to trade Malik Beasley for assets because every team will come calling for the services of an elite shooter on a veteran's minimum deal. Every team will come calling and be like, we'll give you this random player and a pick for Malik Beasley. All of a sudden, you got draft capital. You could use Malik Beasley as a trade chip somewhere else as well, saying we want to flip Andrew Wiggins for someone great. Let's make Malik Beasley a pot sweetener for them so that team can do the same thing. You could do stuff like that. There's a lot of moves you could make if you add Malik Beasley, and none of them are going to be negative. So you go out there and you make this move. Guys, what do you think? Do you want to see it happen? I want to see it happen part of just to spite the Pistons with the whole Duncan Robinson thing. Let me know in the comments down below. Like this video, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Have a great day. I'll catch you later.